Well, hello, everybody, and I hope you guys are doing well. I'm just not getting up, and I wanted to hop on here because, of course, this is old news, but I think that everything happens for a reason when it's supposed to happen. And of course, we're going to talk about it. So, a lot of times things pop up and I don't really address it because, yeah, I just be doing so much. And I try to, really keep myself focused and balanced energetically. And so I just don't tap on and touch on everything. And I told y'all, even going into like midnight mental and stuff, y'all, that's what I was getting into. I'm like, listen, I'm going to let those who are doing this stuff for entertainment purposes, I'm gonna let them tap in and do those type of things. Y'all, when I tell you that getting into certain energies and certain, energies that are involved in certain cases, y'all, it becomes very traumatic. I've had countless therapy sessions on, cases, stuff that I touched on. And y'all, there's videos that we've done that I've not shared with you guys. And of course, I'm like, I can always post it on my YouTube channel and then I could just not even ever look at it again. But then I'm like, yeah, but then of course I'm gonna post it and then people are going to comment on it and then I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna see it and I'm gonna hear myself talking about it. It's gonna bring up that trauma again. Like I said, there's so many cases that we touched on that was very traumatizing for me. And it caused me to lose a lot of sleep, okay, throughout the years. And so Kenneka Jenkins' story is one of those stories that was that, y'all. I know y'all remember back in the day of my channel, Ancient Egyptian Magic. And, people, saw some teas and that made that channel at that time. I think it went from like 700 to like 10,000. It was really quick. Okay. And of course I didn't touch on it to get followers, y'all, because of course if 10,000 people reached out to me for casework, I wouldn't be able to do that. I wouldn't be able to do that. That would just be too much. And these are the things I think about. But I received countless emails from people who were claiming to be associated with the, case and or family of friends or organizations. And some of them were nice. A lot of them were very threatening. And of course, these threatening messages were sent over and put into, we'll say it's being it was being handled by legal people, and so of course it was just a lot going on. And so of course even going into the black basic witch crew, and I gotta put it like that, y'all, because I call it the BBWs. The black basic witch group, okay, or what they call black basic TV, black basic witch TV. They were alluding that they got my channel together. They even had like this pit bull looking gargoyle individual that called themselves comedic witch, comedian witch. Talking about congratulations on getting this bitch channel taken out. And I'm just like, when is that ever a victory? When is that ever a victory when a bitch will report? Which, by the way, the main one reporting was the Ajun bitch because her legal name popped up. When you report stuff, when you get paid from YouTube, you got to have your legal name on that information. And that's how it came up. Mama was the main one reporting shit. Okay. And so either way, I received messages from even family members and people threatening me and telling me if I don't get it taken down, I'll be one dead tranny. I mean, y'all, it got really nasty. And so either way, there was even bribery that took place where when I was touched on, because y'all, this went on for like months, it went on for months, right? I want to say maybe like 2 or 3 months. Because I want to say like December, January is when that channel got taken down. And so either way, we touched on some stuff. And of course, this is for y'all to tap into and to remember, because I remember everything I talk about when it comes to stuff like this. Because of course, I write this stuff down. I go over and over and over and over and over and over again, because I never want to put information out there that are misleading to anybody or that come across as if, I know. Right. So I tell you what I see, what I feel from a spiritual perspective. 2 things I did say, and I'm here to share information on it. 2 things that I did say was that I believe there was 3 or 4 people involved. I think that the kids and the gangsters and all these people that they're showing, that they're interviewing, was put out there for a distraction. I think that intentionally multiple stories were made up on this case to deter the investigations. Because of course the people that worked at the hotel were friends with allegedly, street people. So of course the street people are talking, hey, yeah, we want to get it hot. We want to throw the heat up off of us. So let's da 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 da. And so I did mention 3 to 4 people, and I did say one person in particular. Now I'm gonna say this again. I did say one person in particular. There is a Hispanic man who plays soccer. Now, of course, the security guard, okay, looked very racially ambiguous, right? Nobody knew what and who, who the security guard is. Like I said, there's 3 to 4 people. Of course, has not been released what is the race of the security guard, but his name or his nickname is Macho. And of course, that don't mean anything. But a statement was released this year in February by one of the witnesses. So there was a witness, and I'm gonna read y'all what this statement is saying. Okay. The statement is saying that on September the 9th of 2017 at 2:30 a.m., I went to the Crown Plaza Hotel to chill with my boy Macho, who works as the midnight security. And I want to say this too. When I was reading this at first, I was like, something in these stories are still being made up and it's being left out. Like something in this statement is still like not the whole truth. Like there's missing information. Okay. And so maybe twice a week I go there to speak or to spark up with Macho on his break. We go down to the kitchen area that is closed and we smoke up in the cooler. Usually it's just me and Macho, but on this night there was an older man who looked like a janitor smoking with us. So mind you, this will be Macho, the witness, and the janitor. Well, like I said, there's 3 to 4 people, okay? I believe there's really 4 people, and there's one person that they're not revealing and they're not coming forward with, and I do feel like this person is a higher-up person. But it says that Macho introduced us, but I forgot his name. So maybe 15 to 20 minutes into our session, some drunk chick... Hold on. Hell no. Y'all, why I'm in this, girl, they want to message me and say, leave it alone. Okay. 15 to 20 minutes into our session, some drunk chick walking into the cooler. Okay. Everybody, including the girl, stopped and stared. The girl looked drunk and a little surprised. But when she looked at Macho, she seemed to recognize him. Then she started to smirk, walking towards us. She asked Macho, what was he doing down here smoking that stink stuff? Then Macho giggled and asked her what she was doing down here. She also fell to the side and said, those girls taking too long with her stuff and she need air. And y'all reading verbatim what they're saying. That's just that this is not making sense at all. She was talking with her eyes closed and it was hard to hear her. She told Macho she feels funny. Then Macho grabbed her by her waist and told her he will make her feel better. Macho started looking at us, smiling, and started taking her pants down. She could barely resist. She was asking him what he was doing. Macho started X with her from behind. Her body was limp with no energy. And soon me and the other guy went. I felt stupid. Macho went to go again, but started getting crazy and bit her. And that's when she finally got grabbed. That's when she finally got some energy and grabbed Macho's face and smacked him. Macho got mad, so he picked up and slammed her right on her face. She started bleeding, and we told Macho to chill, but he was pissed. He put the bag over her head, and she was on the floor fighting. Then we stopped him and took it off. Macho picked her up and threw her in one of the freezers. She was still alive, but was coughing and crying. Macho turned the freezer on and shut the lights off and told us, let's go. The next day, Macho told me that she died and the family friends were causing trouble, but not to worry because this guy would hold us down. I can't believe it went this far. We were just having fun. Now, 2 things that stood out to me with this is that this man witnessed this happen, but allegedly he walked off. Him and the janitor guy walked off allegedly when this went down, but then mysteriously he saw that she bit him or he bit her and things got crazy. She got energy again, and then he was like, chill. Like in the back of my mind, I'm still thinking like this has to be like some truth but some lies from the statement from this witness, because I'm just thinking to myself like, unless you're just a fucked up ass person too, or what I call a soulless person, I'm not taking it back. Because a lot of people they have problems with what I say. And I'm like, I just don't understand it. Okay, if we have compassion, if as human beings we have something called a conscious, okay, it's called a conscious, an inner dialogue. This is scientifically proven. Only some of us actually have that. That means the rest of us don't. What does that allude to? What does that allude to? It's not training. It's not the ones who have an inner dialogue. They were taught by their parents how to have an inner dialogue. It's not they were taught by society how to connect with themselves. These are not people that just so happen are more spiritually inclined than other people. It really comes down to people having souls and people being soulless. And even going into many scriptures and many religious texts that go over the end battle, right? What they call Armageddon. It's going to be the soul versus the soulless, right? The soulful versus the soulless. And so I'm thinking about like how a lot of people don't have that. They don't have, so like I said, they're soulless. They don't give a fuck. They don't have, like, they just act, they just move based off of programming, right? And so I'm like, what man with a soul would witness another man put his hands on a woman, assault a woman, batter a woman, do a lot of crazy fucked up things to women, and the only thing he says, yo, chill? If the shoe was on the other hand, and I don't give a fuck with the security guard, and see, that's what I said too, going into the soccer player, I just I feel like he has some type of ties with some type of Hispanic gang or like mafia type of thing, and that's probably why this witness didn't want to get involved. But see, at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck about none of that. Bitch, I see you put your hands on a motherfucking woman or a child or an elderly person, bitch, I'm fucking you up. And I don't give a fuck if you're a man, a woman, boy, girl, black, white, Christian, Jew, gangster, non-gangster, bitch. I'm not, oh, let me get out of here. Oh, yo, chill, homie, yo, chill. Baby, bye. Baby, bye. It'll be, hello, excuse me. And so I'm just thinking to myself, like, how could you, and then all these years you hold on to this? And of course, we know that the police and other civil rights, members, we've talked about this before. We shot out these people's names before. Of course, they got involved, so they were probably telling this witness to shut the hell up and don't be talking and do and don't convolute and all of a sudden, more than likely that's what went down. But I'm just like, what grown man or what grown men, okay, who like women, who like their mama? Because that's what we get into. Who like their mama? What grown men who like their mama, who like women, who love women? They're heterosexual identifying. Okay, let's talk about it. They're heterosexual identifying. What grown man what cisgender, straight, heterosexual identifying man will let another motherfucking man put his hands on a woman? On top of that, all you say is, bro, chill, bro, chill, bro, chill. Bitch, listen. Oh, girl, that just ruffled my feathers just thinking about that right now. Listen, I wish, girl. I wish. Okay, that would be the day. That would be the day. And that's what I'm saying. That would be the day. That would be the God-forsaken day. Okay. And so either way, like I said, I want to stop by here. I want to share this statement with y'all. I want to give y'all the tea that I said years ago. Like that was bribed, that was shut down. I started going into, other things. I think that's what caught the attention of certain people, certain civil rights, members and leaders and their minions and shit, because I started coming in and I was talking about, people in particular, call them bald-headed, bitches. I was just doing I was doing a lot. Okay. I was doing a lot. But yeah, y'all, what do y'all think of that? Like I said, go back. I'm sure y'all remember the conversation. I'm sure there's even a clip somewhere out there. Of me tapping into that energy and telling y'all, like I said, this went on, y'all. Like this was like, y'all, when I tell y'all during this time, doing this Kenneka Jenkins, I think it spiked up my anxiety. I think I was like extremely paranoid. I believe this is when I really started hanging out with Mr. Leo and another person, and I did not want to leave out my house by myself, and I didn't want to do things by myself because I was so paranoid, because we were tapping into stuff, we were talking about stuff, and like I said, I knew I was, hitting the nail on the head, all the conversations we were having, because like I said, people were hitting me up, and I even asked other people who were doing content about this, and they were like, no, I didn't get threats, or no, and they're just like, whoa, and I was like, listen, baby, I even showed one of them proof of like what I was getting, and you might want to keep it cute, tranny. You might want to keep it cute, tranny. Like, girl, it's not funny, but it's funny. It's funny, girl, because it's like, so wait a minute. So if you do something crazy and you are a black woman, right? Because, that's one of the reasons my channel got reported at that point. Because I was calling Teresa Martin a black bitch, a bald-headed black bitch. Girl. So you can say, keep it cute, tranny, but I can't see, okay, bald-headed black bitch? Like, what was the lies? I mean, hello, can we talk about it? Where was the lies? Hello. So it's like, I didn't understand that at all. I didn't understand that at all. And, moving forward, like I said, baby, everything always comes to the light. It always comes to the light. There's not nothing you can do under that sun that sees it all. Under that sun that sees it all. Okay, hello? All under that sun. There's nothing under the sun that will not be revealed. You think you got away. You think you were, secretive about it. Can we talk about it, y'all? There was a story of a man who committed a crime like 60 years ago, I believe, and they are alleging that there was new evidence that basically proved that he was, the one that committed this crime. This man was like, at this point, they're 90 years old, 80-something years old. And people are like, he should be arrested. He's about to die anyway. And everybody was like, no, he should be locked up, blah, blah, blah. I really think that they knew. I think that these investigators and analysts and behavioral specialists, what they call it, behavioral what they call these people? Damn, I used to know these terms. I had a friend who was going to school for shit like that. But they know, they can pick up who, what, when, why, and how. And that's why these criminals be thinking that they be outsmarting the government system. That's one reason why I never wanted to commit any type of crime, because baby, sooner or later you will get caught. Sooner or later they will figure it out. They got people that can assess you, know based off your history, what your mind thinks like, what you do, what you're able to, they're able to predict accurately what you're going to do in the future, what crimes you're capable of committing. Right, that's why they're trying to implement that point system that they allege that China already have, where they can basically analyze you. And I think that it starts with the kids. I think that if a child is always getting in trouble, that's what they need to sit back. They need to analyze this kid, match their personalities up, see what they're capable of doing, and prevent them from doing future crimes. And of course, we know they're not going to do that, because that's how they get paid their money. They get this large sum of money, and they don't want to tap back in and reopen these cases. That's why a lot of these cases go cold, and they don't go into it because they've already been paid for their services for that. Yes, if they help solve it, they'll get a little more, but they're like, y'all don't care about that. And a lot of these companies, a lot of these agencies are bribed. They get paid from outside sources to, to do private investigations and stuff. And anyway, so like I said, that's pretty much it with that, y'all. Macho the security guard, girl. Y'all do it. Y'all look up the footage and see if y'all can find the footage of who and what Macho is. Like I said, we talked about it, 3 to 4 people, soccer player. I went into a whole bunch of tea as well. I do not remember the exact details of me getting into what it was. I do remember I said that he's connected some type of Hispanic or Latin, gang or mafia or something. That's some big boss type of shit. Okay. And of course, they're connected with the street shit as well, because they have what they call runners. Okay. That do their teeth for them. That's why a lot of times, when crime stuff happen, they cannot trace it back to certain gangs. Of course, the police and all these people, once again, the FBI stuff, they can kind of put two together. But they're like, yeah, we're not about to, exalt our resources and go after this person and risk, more innocent people losing their lives and stuff. So, they kind of agree to disagree. Okay. Something else I want to say too. I think it's so amazing, right? And I do want to say this too, Hispanic or Latino. Okay. I was having a discussion with, one of my sisters, and girl, I kept saying something about Hispanic, and she said, well, Latino. And I'm like, well, yeah. And this is from my experience, y'all. Like I said, I grew up with a lot of Mexican. My family, some of my mom's family members married, Mexican people. So I grew up with, like I said, a lot of, Mexicans, aka Hispanic. Mexican people are the only ones that I know that has ever identified as Hispanic. They'll say Hispanic, Hispanic, Hispanic. I'm Hispanic, I'm Hispanic. Everybody else will say Latino. Everybody else will say Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Salvadorans, Bolivians, Peruvians, Colombians, Venezuelans. Everybody else say a Latino or they say South American, right? Mexicans are the only ones, me growing up, me befriending, me knowing the culture very well, that would say they're Hispanic. They don't say I'm Latino. They be like, I'm Hispanic. And like I said, if you're in California, if you're in Texas, if you're in Arizona, New Mexico, any state that is predominantly Hispanic, okay, ask them, hey, what is your ethnicity? They're going to say, I'm Hispanic. They might go on and say, okay, I'm Mexican. But they'll be like, I'm Hispanic. Nobody else say that. Puerto Ricans don't say that. Dominicans don't say that. Cubans don't say that. Honey, we say Latino. We say Latino or we say Caribbean or whatever the case. We're Puerto Rican, Boricua, whatever. But baby, like I said, they're the only ones. So baby, when I be saying Hispanic, baby, I'm talking about Mexican American or the Mexican heritage. If I say Latino, I'm talking about, indigenous. I don't know. They could be anything. And of course, some people are going to say, well, there are some Mexicans that say they're Latino. But I'm like, yeah, but I grew up with a lot. I grew up in a city that had like 65% Hispanic. And this, of course, is what they put. They say Hispanic or Latino, but they were mostly like Mexican. Like, of course, I would say like maybe 1% was Brazilian. Maybe 1% was like this and that. But most of them were Mexican American. And like I said, they always said Hispanic. Okay, even when people are telling stories and they say I have a Hispanic coworker or I have a Hispanic, every time they say that, I know they're talking about a Mexicano or a Mexicana. When they say I have a Latino friend, that's when I'm like, oh, well, where are they from? Because I'm just like, okay, they're not Mexican. Okay, where are they from? And of course, they're like, oh, they're Colombian, or oh, they're Brazilian, or oh, I think they're from Peru, or they're Chilean, whatever. So it's like, oh, okay. So yeah, that's it without y'all. And of course, my sinuses shit are draining right now, girl. Oh, girl. When I tell y'all every single night, I do a lymphatic massage. Your lymphatic system and your sinuses are all connected. And so to keep my allergies and stuff down, I give myself a lymphatic massage and I get up in there and I do all my thing, y'all. And that put me to sleep. By the way, it puts me to sleep, but y'all, it clears it all out. It's draining while I'm sleeping, and when I get up, girl, I'm like, whoo, doo, 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 doo. When I first get up, and then now, of course, it's still doing its little tea. There was something else I was going to get into. Oh, going into the angel, y'all. Mind you, okay, the demonium recording is available. Okay. The Angel Atonement class, like I said, everybody should have received all 4 links. Okay, please confirm with me if you have. I did get a response from 2 people that they did receive all 4 links. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to me, ask me any questions about these classes, and I will gladly answer them for you. I was going to send you guys a quiz afterwards just to see how, ready you are to perform an angelic ritual. Niggas like to do. I said within 24 hours of receiving all 4 links, you would get the ritual for the angelic atonement class. But I'm like, maybe I should put together a little quiz and see just how in tune and how ready you are. And then, of course, if you're not really that ready, you would still get a ritual. But maybe I'll sing you like the introduction to a ritual. And if you're ready, then, we'll get into it, and we'll get into some high tea. And don't be shocked if during that session, an angel manifested. Hello? Don't be surprised. Don't be like, what is going on in this video? Pay attention. Pay attention. Anyway, so that's that. Going into y'all the crystal magic class, people, listen. One person in particular has been bugging me about this crystal class. They've been bugging. And I'm like, girl, can you wait? Can you wait until the info is put the fuck out? We are doing a crystal magic class the first week of August that I just said will be to be announced. I'm thinking it's going to be between the 2nd and the 7th of August. And of course, it will be a live class, but there will be options for the recording. The recording will be a little different. It will be a little more only because, of course, with the recording, there's more of the process. There's the, putting the stuff together, the editing of the stuff. And, it's just a lot that goes into it. And of course, going into the, the ability for the recordings to kind of go back and kind of look at it again, right? Versus in live, girl, that's it. You get one time, one try, and that's it. I even made it to where some of the classes, there's no retries. Like I think I've said that too, where you do not have access to, once you see the class, that's it. You do not have access to see the class again unless you pay for, I'm going to call like a re-entry or something. So when you're watching the class, definitely write down your notes. The things that are put on the screen. I'm actually saying, write down the notes, write down the questions. You could pause the videos, write it down, say, hey, what is this? What is this? Hit me up and say, hey, I had a question like that and I can answer it. So that way you're still getting the information and you're actually able to apply it. Going into, like I said, future class, a lot of them will be, give or take. And of course, I will say that too, like this will be this class to have a recording available, or you have the option to whatever. I'll tell you, when I post the video or I post the class of what you're able to do. Y'all, I'm loving the new platform that I'm using to upload my classes on. And when I tell y'all, baby, I can see who viewed it. I can see when they viewed it. I can see if they sent somebody else to come and view. Can we talk about it? That's what I say. I know my shit. I would know. And you know who else will know? The spirit will know. The spirit will know that you've been shiesty and fucked up with me, honey. I'm here to help you. I'm here to level you up, baby. But don't you bite the hand that motherfucking feeds you. And that's what they say. Don't bite the motherfucking hand that feeds you, okay? Bitch, let's keep it copacetic. Let's keep it good. Let's keep it nice. Let's keep it right. Let's keep it friendly. Because that's what we're here for, girl. We're not here to fight. What they say in Shakira Hips Don't Lie with Wyclef Jean, no fighting. We're not here to fight. Okay? I like I said, I'm not here to fight. Girl, that I don't feel like those who have the ability to oppress is here on this platform. So why would I come to the platform seeking after them? Can we talk about it? Hello? Can we talk about it? Those who have the ability to oppress is on this platform. I will say that and I'll continue to say that again. So I'm not here trying to fight anybody, girl. I just like to educate, inaugurate, and maybe exalt if you're that girl. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. There was something else I was going to talk about as well, but I'm like, girl, I gotta go. Oh, let me tell y'all this little story. Y'all gonna laugh. Maybe you're not gonna laugh, but I laugh. Y'all, maybe Spirit was like, it's time to get your shit together. So y'all, yesterday, I was like, oh, the new moon is today. And let me get my energy right. Let me, get some peace together. I'm like, where am I going to start? Y'all? So I'm in this all day in my meditation, right? Where am I going to start? Yeah, I come home and I have cameras within my house, y'all. So I come home, I have my key, and I don't know where I do my house keys. Like, it's my house keys, my safe key, my storage keys, my peel box keys. It's everything on this keychain. And I'm like, where the fuck did I put this at? So y'all, I'm looking through my cameras, and for some reason, you have to like rewind to the right point to see where you put these items at. And I'm like, fuck. So I'm looking at both of the cameras and I'm like, where did I set these keys at? I'm not seeing the footage, y'all, at all. So I'm like, well, let me look at, because maybe I went outside, because I come home, I walk my dogs, and then I come back in and, I relax myself. That's anytime I leave out. Because, of course, when I leave, they want to go with me. And, Bella does go with me a lot of places because she's more calm and stuff. But that's what I do. Every time I leave out my house, I'll walk them and then I'll bring them back in or whatever. Then I'll leave. And when I come back, it's the same thing. And so either way, I threw the keys down, y'all, and I could not find these keys. So I said, fuck it. I'm about to go through every corner of this living room. And y'all, I'm literally just moving shit around, throwing shit away as I'm going around, like organized shit, wiping shit down to one. Because I'm like, these keys could have fell behind this. So let me pick this up. And then I'm thinking, well, while I'm already here, let me throw this out. Y'all, when I tell y'all that I thoroughly cleaned up my motherfucking living room looking for these fucking keys, that did not find these keys, and I'm sitting there thinking, like, as I'm falling asleep last night, like, oh my God, did I throw my keys away? When I went outside, did I throw something into the trash can? And girl, this is a big ass, like, girl, those trash cans are big, girl. So I wasn't about to jump. I said, fuck it. I'm just gonna have to pay for every key that I lost. And that's like 150, 50, 150. So I'm like, oh, here we go, $1,000 fucking dollars for some keys. So I'm just like, I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna relax. Y'all, I get up. I literally, I'm literally like, I gotta find these keys today, but let me do what I gotta do. Y'all, I look over now, mind you, I checked this bag, okay, but I guess I didn't check it thorough enough. I checked this fucking bag and the keys aren't in there. I have a clear tote bag that I carry, my stuff in. Because a lot of times I go into places, girl, they looking at you suspiciously. So, bitch, my bag is clear. So, I'm not stealing shit, baby. I'm not that girl. And so, y'all, I look over and I see a purple little thing there. And I grab the purple thing and it's my fucking keys. And I said, you motherfucker. And of course, they thought I was talking to me. My babies, my dogs thought I was talking about them. When I said, you motherfucker, they looked over at me like, what? And I'm like, Spirit. So the moral of this story is, y'all, be careful what you ask for because you just might get it. Girl, I'm asking, what do I need to clean up? What I need to organize to get this energy right? And there we go. Spirit said, do the fucking living room. Organize your fucking living room, bitch. There you go. And that's what I did. Like that, unintentionally though. I'm looking for a key. It was all out the window. Like, girl, I gotta clean up. I want to clean up something. Get the energy. Whatever. No, girl, I just said, bitch, let me look for these fucking keys. When I tell y'all, girl, listen, honey, I moved shelves. I moved this. I moved this. Like, fuck. I was about to say, let me move my recliner because maybe the keys are behind there or fell behind there. But I'm like, I know I did not do too much because I know what I'm doing. I know not. Let me just get crazy. So either way, y'all. That's what it was, girl. Like I ended up organizing last night. I was not even trying to do it. I think that was the fastest I organized and cleaned up something. Either way, it was very quickly. And when I tell y'all, my living room is very spacious. Okay, it's very roomy. So I'm like, damn, honey. To be able to go through that shit and clean that shit, like I said, baby, it was like, okay, Spirit. So that's what. Okay, you ask Spirit. It's like you asking me what I need to clean up. Okay, baby, I'm gonna have your mind focused on those keys, but you're gonna be cleaning up while you're going. And then when you're done, you're gonna find those keys, and those keys gonna be right there where you initially threw them, which was in your motherfucking purse. And like I said, I remember separating and saying, well, wait a minute, because my car key was actually sitting on my couch. So I was like, the keys should be there too. But I must have threw the house keys into the purse and threw the car keys on the couch. I said, bitch, let me go do my thing. Because I remember I came in, I used the restroom, I put my food, my leftovers in the microwave, and then that's when I walked the dog. So I was like, oh my God, it could be in the freezer, it could be in the refrigerator, it could be in the bathroom, it could be here. And of course, all those places are easy, to look through because I don't have too much shit in my bathroom. I don't have too much shit in my kitchen like that. I was like, well, maybe it's in the refrigerator. I opened the refrigerator door. I'm like, no, it would have been right here for me to see. Freezer too, I opened that just in case, but I put my phone in the freezer one time. So I was like, where the fuck is this keys at? Let me check the sink. Maybe I'll put it in a microwave before I cook the food. No, girl, because in the microwave would have fucking exploded. So I'm like, where could these keys be at, y'all? And so anyway, that's pretty much. Yeah. If you want to clean up something, tell Spirit, help me clean up something, Spirit. Spirit will have you looking for some shit. Okay. Spirit will have you looking for some shit, y'all. And the dogs was just, my baby was looking at me like I was just so crazy. They were just like, what the fuck is this there? Girl, I was doing it quickly, y'all. Like, where's these keys at? Where are these keys at? What? Picking shit up, throwing shit up, restacking shit up, wiping shit down. Like, I know these keys gotta be in here. And voila. Right here inside this motherfucking bag. Girl. Anyway, let's see what's up in here before I go. Come on, Lucia. That sounds crazy. You stood there and watched a woman be violated, get beat on, and thrown into a freezer. It doesn't make sense. Right. It doesn't make sense, Louis Stein. That's what I said. Something about the story is giving like real, but it's giving fake. Like whoever this witness is, like I would like for this person to come out and do an interview. I would like to see this person face to face. I want to see this person's face while they're talking because it's giving like, girl, what? Ain't no way. Like you said, y'all think about this, y'all. Would y'all listen, for those of you who like men, if you saw a woman hit on a man, would you not feel sad? Would you not feel bothered by that? Would you say, she could fuck him up. He probably did something that deserved that. Or you gonna be like, listen, if she hit him one more time, I'm jumping in. Like that, listen, I've seen it. That's what I thought, bitch. If she hit him one more time, I might jump in. Cause that man looked too fucking good for the girl. If you that man, break up with the motherfucker. That's how I am. So it's like, what grown man who's attracted to women, who sees women as the softer, because that's what men say. Men say that women are softer, daintier, fragile. That's why they love them. They love a feminine woman. That's what they say. This is what men say, y'all. Just repeat what they say. They say they love a very soft, docile woman. You know, they want a woman that wears summer dresses and, you know, wears soft fragrances and get her nails done and her feet done. So we know a woman who's like that, she's not fighting. A woman who gets her nails done, her feet done, and take good care of herself, she's not fighting, babe. So your job, or you're going to feel like you want to protect her. So like I said, what man who likes soft women, unless he like them strong, I don't know. Maybe he don't like women at all. I don't know. We're just throwing it out there. What man let another man put their hands on a woman? On top of that, he said girl, so he knew this was a younger girl. Macho is a grown-ass man. So y'all didn't jump in. You were the older janitorial guy. Didn't jump in and say, yo, 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 yo. But see, that's what I said too. And speaking into that as well, when there's a lot of secrets being had and a lot of people have secrets, people don't want to bite the hand or fuck up the hand that feeds them. Macho probably have given both of these men some type of privilege because he's the nighttime security guard. So of course, they're like, well, we can't really jump in because we'll all end up getting in trouble and blah, blah, blah. So that's another thing too. Then going into like the no snitch culture. A lot of y'all brothers are deceased. A lot of y'all dads are deceased behind women, and the women set them up. I've done a lot of readings throughout the years where people are like, my brother was, you know, fatally, you know, injured, and I want to know what happened. He was with his homeboys, blah, 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 blah. And it always came out that there was a girl involved. And even going into one of his best friends, which he also called his brother, was set up by a girl. And so I'm like, this is a well-known thing. This is a trendy thing where girls will set up men, and including their baby daddies, and they'll be the first ones to try to act like, oh my God, my baby daddy, what am I gonna do? 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 And I will say, girl, if you look like a character, I'm not believing a fuck ass thing you say. And I mean that. If you look like a character, I'm not believing a fuck ass thing you say, and I'm gonna keep it there because people are gonna think I'm attacking people. I'm not. If you look like a character, if you act like a fucking character or a caricature, bitch, I'm not taking anything you say for real. I'm going to say, girl, back. You probably have something to do with it. And so, baby, that's what it is. And so a lot of these men be, you know, like I said, a lot of these things that happen to your brother stuff is because of women. And of course, a lot of these women know. Some of these women boyfriends took out your man, took out your brother, took out your dad. A lot of these women father. A lot of these women, you know, a lot of these women, and, you know, like I said, they know people. They know people. Every time I think of women, y'all, I don't like women no more. No, what do you say? I'm not gays no more. I like women. I like women. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Andrew Caldwell, y'all. Oh my God. But anyway, that's the no sense, the no snitch culture. And y'all, it's sad. And then when something go down with it, they're like, hey, I'm coming forward. I want to plead with y'all. I told you I knew a dirty ass situation. I knew a dirty ass situation within my own fucking family. And these people acted like they were just like so remorseful. And oh my God, I just can't believe this happened. He was such a good person. And it was one of my motherfucking cousins' baby daddy. Can we talk about it? It was one of my cousin's baby daddy. But on top of her baby daddy, it was also her brother involved in that. Can we talk about it? See, that's what I say. When you deal with bummy ass people, including your family, they're gonna set you up. That's how I don't deal with that. Baby, anybody who don't want to work or have a life or get involved, girl, let them be cute all day long. Baby, I'm not running with you. I'm not sitting around you. Our mentalities are not the same. And then you're going to say, well, this is my way of getting where I need to get to because this bitch got all of it. I told y'all, you know, I've been robbed before, and I've been in a situation where I was almost even robbed outside of that. And I remember I got my very first car, and of course I wanted to fix my car up. I wanted to put a radio in it. I wanted to put a DVD player. I wanted to start really fix it up. People got in the car, and of course they were like, "Ooh, this is some nice shit." Well, one of my people had this ghetto ass woman, and this woman knew a lot of men. Okay, and Mama got in my car, and Mama was like, "Ooh, I think I just got my first lick." And they were like, what? And it's just like, oh, I was just speaking out loud. And bitch, I heard it. But she said she got her first lick. And then even while they were having conversations about, and yeah, this, hey, I'm so proud of my cousin, she got her own shit. She's a blah, 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 referring to me. She's like, oh, so this is like a sugar mama type of tea. I was like, yeah, baby, it's my cue to go. Left. So all my people, yeah, I don't know who the fuck that was, but honey, she's not welcome. She's not allowed in my car no more. And I don't want to be nowhere around her. Because mama liked to, I could tell mama's a funny person. Of course, they confirmed it. Yeah, she liked to run around with guys and they like to cause trouble. And they said that she's the head of all this stuff. Like, she's the boss bitch. She's the one that started all the time. And I'm like, I believe it. Mama talked about she caught her first lick and shit. She said she caught her first lick. And I'm trying to figure out how she caught her first lick. Being in my car. Okay? Oh my God. When this happens, right. I know where I looked, it wasn't there. Ooh, yes, that ish bothers me. Right, come on in here. Come on, Louis Stein. Yes, honey. Yeah, that sounds crazy. You stood there and watched a woman. Okay, I already said that. Beat down, thrown. Yes, honey. Okay, I did. Okay. I did, honey, yes. Hey, it's true, Louis. It's true, Louis. Listen, I'll tell y'all this. I do not I do not like bullies. People say I'm a bully, and I'm really not. When I tell you I'm not a bully. There's people that I have, because like I said, I'm not a fighter, I'm a lover. So there's people that will fight for me. There's people that are down to fight for me. Some of them I know, some of them I don't know. And I have to talk these people out of, no, it wasn't that serious. Oh, it was just an online thing. Oh, and they're like, are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. If I was a bully, I would send them out to intimidate you. I would say, yeah, hit them up and let them know what it is. Let them know I'm not the one to be fucked with. Girl, bye. So I'm saying all this to say, like, I'm not a bully and I hate people that bully. And so when it comes to women, they have a disadvantage when it comes to men. When it comes to men and certain things, they very much have a disadvantage. When it comes to children, okay, they're even more weaker, okay, in a sense than women are. And then when it comes to the elderly as well. So those are three things where I'm like, I would never sit back and watch. Okay, I will never. I told y'all right now, I have people that I know, I have people that I loved, once loved. They say that love never dies, love never changes. Baby, it took a lot of therapy steps for me to change this stuff. I have a relative of mine who I love very dearly. We're very, very close. I looked up to this person. They're very inspirational to me. They're very motivational to me. When I found out that they not only, put their hands on their mama, who was at the time an elderly person, but they also put their hands on their baby mama, that completely made me tell them, even to their face, you lucky that they want to forgive you, because baby, I would have been and had you got, and bitch, gladly, politely, whitely, and nicely, I would have showed up to court and I would have went to jail and I would have did my time. You're lucky. On top of that, this is the end of a relationship. This is the end of a connection. This is the end of us being cool. Because baby, I don't condone that. And y'all, this is well over 10 years ago. And I still don't fuck with people like, well, what really happened? You know what happened. See, y'all like that shit. See, y'all will go without talking to a gay lover, a gay son, a gay daughter, a gay whatever, a transgender child. You will say, hey, I don't want to talk to that child because I don't condone homosexuality. But yet you will condone a son, a brother who puts his hands on women and or have children with women and don't want to be in those children's lives. In my mind, that doesn't make sense to me, because a gay man, a gay woman, a trans woman, or trans man, they're not doing anything to affect you. They're not having kids. They're leaving these kids to fend for themselves in the world. They're not out here fucking with, and I'm not speaking for all, because I do know some trans women that are very aggressive and they fight their man. That's why when a transgender gets taken out, I really don't get sad and remorseful anymore, honey. Or what? Not remorseful. I don't get emotional about it, because baby, I know some that like to put their hands on men. So when a man pistol whoop your ass and get you right together, baby girl, I don't feel sorry for that domestic violence. And so either way, me being a victim of that, like I said, I don't fuck with that. I'm not cool with that. That boils my blood. It boils my blood that a man would say that he's a man, but yet he's not a warrior. Because if you're such a man, then go out and fight like a man then. Right now, we have political issues going on. Go to school to become become educated in the law and how things work, and join that party and infiltrate that shit and fuck that shit up. Like that. Like these are just things that I be thinking about. You're such a man, and you're so strong, you're so tough. Strategize. Think about. Use your Mars energy and think about how you're gonna level up. But unfortunately, a lot of these men, they cowards. And a lot of people are like, what happened? Why are men so soft? Men been soft when they used to put their hands on women. And that's been around since 1950s, 1920s. I mean, girl, it was big back in the day, girl. Hello? It was big, girl. We'll say in 1920s shit, girl. Men used to put their hands on women. That's a known thing, girl. Okay? When these men of a particular color used to prostitute out these women of a particular color, ethnic women, and they would have the white man coming over, and this according to Baba Dick Gregory. He said they call white men honkies because they would show up to the brothels. They would show up to these black houses, or AK brothels, and they had a lot of them in the South, by the way. You had a lot of black brothels with prostitutes and shit in them. Hello, let's talk about it. Come on in here, girl. Shout out to my ancient prostitutes and the ones who are descendants of them. Come on in here, girl. We can't hate the game, girl. Hate the game, not the player. Hello, excuse me. And so either way, he said that the white men used to come over, they used to beep, 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 beep. They were the only ones that would do that. Beep, 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 beep. So they called them honkies. And so, girl, since then, girl, these men will they'll put their hands on these women. They'll say, "Ho, I know you did not just, bitch." And that's how I got into what these black men wanted to be pimps and stuff. Y'all gotta look up these pimp documentaries and stuff, y'all. They said pimps were first established to protect the black woman when she was on the hoe show. But I'm like, but who told the black woman to be a hoe? Hello? If the white man told the black woman to be the hoe? The black man say, "Hey, yo, mama, I got some money for you, but you gotta leave your black man on the side and you come and get some of this white dick." Like, girl, what? Like who? Because like I said, Dick Gregory said that these black men was pimping out these black women. That's what Dick Gregory said, honey. Dick Gregory said that they were being pimped out. They were being pimped out, y'all, and they got documentaries out there too, y'all, of, like I said, back in the day, 1940s, 1950s, black brothels. There was one over there in Mississippi, girl. She was a well-known one, honey. She had Johns and shit that came across the state lines, girl. They would come from Alabama, Louisiana. Girl, look at that. Girl, look at that documentary, girl. It was all up on Netflix and shit, girl. So all I'm saying is, going back into the original T, these men are strong men. Why are you putting your hands on these women? If you so tough and you so rough and tough, why don't you go fight the fight that needs to be fought? Huh? Why are we so nowadays? Oh my God, these black men, they just go through so much, and it's just it's an unfortunate thing. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree. Sometimes I think is it divine order though? Is it reparations? Is it retribution? Is it repayment for when y'all out here hoeing out y'all daughters and hoeing out y'all wives? Is it repayment for that? That's the real question. Is it the repayment of? Is it the current repayment of y'all out here getting all these black women pregnant, breaking up the black household structure, breaking up the black woman's heart, soul, and spirit? You're really destroying her armor. Can we talk about it? And so is this a repayment? Is this a retribution? Is this a reparation for the bullshit that you've been putting your motherfucking black woman through, your black queen through for the past 100 motherfucking years? Can we talk about it? And I would even like to say this as well. It gets a little deeper than that. There is no way. And I want to do my research on this. How many white slave masters were slammed by their slaves? How many of them? Because there was only like one or two, slave masters, maybe, the woman, the man, they probably had children, and they had like 200, 300 slaves on this plantation. And so you're telling me that these 200, 300 black men, black women, black men, unless they have more women than they have men, I don't know. We said they always had 10 black men. They didn't put together a plan to just eradicate, pick out these slave masters. They were afraid. Like, girl, come on now. What type of fear they had then that they don't have now? Like that's like I said, it goes a little deeper than that. It goes a little deeper than that. And then when a white man coming in and he wanting to, get some of that, and he like, I'm gonna get this, and you're just watching this man, girl, do what he do, and you're just like, oh, it's okay, Minnie, and you over here console him, and like, bitch, fuck the dumb shit. Okay, fuck the dumb shit. And I'm not taking it back. I'm not apologizing either. Like that goes deeper. It goes deeper than what we're discussing. But still, like I said, we want to be soothed over. We want to be pacified. We want to be cuddled. We want to be swaddled and shit. We want to be babies. And then we get upset when people treat us like babies. Because we want to be treated like a baby. That's why. We want to, that's a little too sensitive for us to talk about. Oh, we really want to go there. We don't really want to go down that path. Oh, we really want to talk about that. Girl, fuck you. And that's why they're treating you like your infant. And you got to talk about how other people are the infants. No, bitch, you're the infant. You're the infant. You're still in the infancy of your civilization. You're still in the infancy of your potential because you want to be babied. And no, I'm about to have a temper tantrum if they don't give me what I want. I've been seeing that all throughout these videos, girl. They be having temper tantrums. What type of grown man, what type of grown woman is in a bank crying because they can't cash a fake check? What type of grown man, what type of grown woman will be sitting here upset because they're about to get arrested because they broke the fucking law? Like, make it make sense. Like, what, baby? An infant? Ain't no grown bitch. Listen, I know I did the crime. Lock me up. Hey, I want to say I apologize for doing the crime. I was stupid at the time that I did the crime, but I really thought I was going to get away, but unfortunately I didn't. Oh, well, take me to jail, officer. There you go. Make it smooth. Girl, you trying to cash a fake check? The bank clocked that it's the fake check. Hey, you know what? You listen. You're right. Woman to woman. I came in here. I thought I was going to be able to fool y'all. I thought y'all were idiots, but you're not. So now that I got caught, go ahead. What we gonna do from here? Like I said, be a man about it. Be a woman about it. Grow up. Be mature about it. Timber tell, oh my God, I can't believe I got caught. Oh, I didn't do it. My friend gave me a fake check. I know who Belinda is. I know. I could tell her. She left me at the bank. She called me there. Well, I really want to say her name. I don't know her name. The man gave me the number, but I don't know where he gave me the number from. I was on Facebook and he added me in a group and he gave me the information, but I don't remember who he is. Like, girl, you're lying. You're lying. You're lying. And that's why they keep playing in your motherfucking face. You're a liar. Like I said, keep it real. You did the crime, do the time. I did it. Okay, yes, I did do it. What's that? Well, I mean, I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't intentionally do it. I did it to defeat my children. I did it to defeat my grandbabies, whatever. But you got caught, babe. But like I said, I've seen videos, girl, where they were rolling around and shit. I thought they were arresting a little kid. There was a Target order that they got of this Middle Eastern lady, girl. Mama was stealing. I thought, girl, this is a little ass girl. Mama going to Target. Mama steals some shit. They catch her. She's like, no, I can't go to jail. No, Y'all, this bitch was going crazy. And they were like, how old are you? And she's like, I'm a teenager. I got to call my mom and dad. She was just trying to play that role, y'all. I got to call my mom and dad. I got to let them know. And they're like, no, you're not a teenager. We ran your prints. No, baby, you're 29 years old. And she's like, no. I'm a teenager. I got the wrong one. But mom was going crazy, girl. Even when they put her in a police car, mom was fighting the police for not getting in the car. But I'm just like, but y'all should think of that before you go to fucking stealing and shit. That's why I said I'm down for the eye for an eye. I'm hoping that one of these presidential candidates pass that, an eye for an eye. You get caught stealing out of store, baby, they get you right together. Girl, ain't no being nice and letting you go for just trespassing. Bitch, you want to steal and do fucked up ass shit, you need to be got. And I would teach their asses the lesson. You got to lead by example. You got to teach these people this is not the way to go. Oh, don't worry, you'll serve your little time and you'll just get out. You'll get out in 3 or 4 months. What? I guess our president's cells are too nice. They're not wanting to commit crimes like that in Russia. They're not wanting to commit crimes like that over there in El Salvador. I guess our prisons are too nice over here, baby. They need to have alligators circling around those prison gates. Hello. They need to have these people taming wild animals, let alone wild dogs. Hello. They need to have these people going to the pound, getting vicious dogs, and they have to train these dogs how to be docile. That's what they need to be having these motherfucking modern day prisons. And I bet you people won't go back. Talk about institutionalized. I bet you they won't go back. I bet you they were taught. I bet you they were told, bitch, in order to swim out of jail, in order to get to jail, you're forced to swim. In order to get out, you gotta swim. I bet you motherfuckers will change their life then. Hello, I bet you they'll change it then. I'm just saying. We're just talking. That's it, honey. Let me go, y'all. Yeah, I'm getting a little too carried away right now. Let me go. I'm getting a little carried away right now, y'all. Listen, y'all. I'm just happy I found my motherfucking keys, y'all. Ow! I'm happy I got my shit together. Ow! I'm happy that y'all got the Angelic Atomic class. Ow! I can't wait till y'all get the Demonium class. Ow! I can't wait till we do the Crystal class. Ow! Listen, y'all. tspiritmystic.blogspot.com, and that's the number 2 mystic, of course, in the banner scrolling down to spirit8mystic@gmail.com. And y'all, listen, email me. You know, let me know what is going on. Let me know what it is. Let me know what it ain't, as they say. And we'll go from there, y'all. It was good chatting, y'all. Do your research on that Kenneka Jenkins story, though, y'all. And we will be back, y'all, with some tea. Okay, there is something I do want to, tap in on and discuss on. And I guess this will be like kind of like a Midnight Metanoia. We'll get into a little bit of a Beyond the 11th Gate tea, y'all, because there's just a lot of crazy stuff that's going on in this world. And of course, they're going to pass it on as being real. And if you're not awake, you're not awake. If you don't know, you're not a know. If you're not woke, you're not woke. And don't let them think that don't have them thinking that woke means that you are just aware and now you're coming up with conspiracies. Bitch, when you're woke, you're woke. When you're woke, when you're authentically woke, you're aware of what the bullshit they're doing. Oh, that's another thing I want to talk about too. And it's just a question. So those who are aware, those who are tapped in, those are spiritually inclined, just have a question. So the way that they held people against their will in this country for so many years, the way that they they bought the authentic identity of a particular group of people, and they told these group of people, we're only going to be able to help you. Let's take a step back. A group of people owned land. They owned where they were at. They knew how to plant. They knew how to cultivate those crops. Someone then comes in like a home invasion, takes over the possession of the land, and then tell these original owners, in order for you to get assistance from us, because we got your land now, bitch. We got your house now. You have to strip away your ownership. You have to say that you no longer own this. You no longer want to own this. The owner does that. Y'all don't consider that witchcraft or spellbounding or spell hexing or any of that? Y'all don't consider that magic? Y'all don't consider that spiritual? Like there's something spiritual going on? But you wait until a Hollywood incident happened, which, by the way, they all play the same game. When you get ready to do any type of thing in the entertainment industry, everything has to be contractual. And typically, everything that is, worked through, it goes back to one source. A lot of these companies, you work up, and you wonder how these production companies and record deals, record labels, like, how they get all this funding, where all this money comes from. They have one, maybe two sources of where that money comes from. So it all goes back to the same source, right? That's why that's why they talk about being blackballed and stuff, right? So why would you wait until something happened in Hollywood because people fucked up a contract? They fucked up a oath. They sworn into secrecy about something, and they did not stick with it. Why all of a sudden would this be considered magic? And why would everybody be discussing to do magical spells to reverse that? Even going to, like I said before, the house being stolen, the analogy I was using before, the house being stolen, the homeowners being kicked out, the rightful owners being kicked out, and then the home invader said, hey, you want your house back? You have to now basically relinquish your ownership of your identity. So you're not getting rid of Allison Garrett. You're not getting rid of Allison Garrett. Allison Garrett is no longer owned by you. We own Allison Garrett. So now you have to take on another name. We're going to call you Alize Garisho. So now Allison Garrett, who is rightfully still Allison Garrett, is now Alize Garisho. And because she sold her name, she does not own that property no more. Like I said, that's not a spell to you. That's not a ritual to you. That's not nothing magical. And we were more in tune. We were more advanced. We were more intelligent back then. We used to listen. We used to meditate. We used to know, y'all. We used to get ourselves ready because we knew that the time was coming for us to leave. We used to clean our house. We had an internal clock. That's how in tune we were with nature. We got ourselves ready when it was our time to go to pass on. And you're telling me that in modern day, 2025, now we're talking about spells and curses and hexes, and we got to reverse this spell back because something in Hollywood has happened? I've been telling y'all that, and I will continue to say it. I've been saying this for years. The first magical thing that you want to do, if you want to do anything magical, is to remove any type of generational curses, any type of generational blockages, hexes that have been put on you, any type of spells that got you locked down, frozen in the spirit, in the mind, and in the body. You need to have that broken now. See, a lot of you be playing with the blood of Jesus. I plead the blood of Jesus. I believe this and that, and break every chain, break every chain, break every chain. But y'all not really breaking it because, bitch, you will be aware of the game, the word spells, the magic that they've been putting on y'all ass for all these years. And then you got even some of these so-called leaders that come out under the same fucking spells and be like, I'm here to help my people out. No, you're not. Because they're funding you. What I want to know is, who funds the NAACP? What I want to know is, why has NAACP never asked the general public for funds? Do we see any videos of that? And of course, I'm willing to stand corrected. Do we ever see NAACP asking for money? Is there a video? Is there a commercial? Is there anybody standing on the corner? Hey, I'm Tom with NAACP Chapter 5, and we're trying to raise the money to help the civil rights movement of our Black people. Like, girl, can we talk about it? Is there any, like, who's funding NAACP? Who's funding? Who funded NAACP? Like I said, you don't ask these questions because you don't really give a fuck. And because you don't give a fuck, that means you don't know that much. And they're going to use your ignorance against you to get you right motherfucking together. And that's why you got people like Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, which they cannot be trusted in my opinion, being the spokespersons for when something happened against the Black folks. They want to be the first side. Hi, y'all. I'm here to speak on behalf of the family. It's unfortunate this happened, and we just here to speak about it. Girl, get out of here. Get the fuck up out of here. Get the fuck up out of here, respectfully, because I know there's somebody's grandpapa, somebody's daddy. So I know. Respectfully, get the fuck up out of here. But these are questions we have to really ask ourselves. I was watching something with Dick Gregory, and there's a movie called Hot Chick John. I never knew, like, I've always watched it. I remember watching this movie as a kid when this movie came out, right? And I remember that there was a Black guy in the bathroom, but I never knew who this Black guy was, right? Like, it didn't dawn on me. But this Black guy was Dick Gregory. Now, mind you, y'all, Dick Gregory has such a background on the political stuff and exposing. I think somebody asked him at one point about Black men putting on dresses for Hollywood, and he was giving his little input on that, and, you know, also the little stuff, good stuff. But y'all, I find it kind of odd that this person, and it's just an example, this person who, I don't know if y'all can hear the plane right now, but this person who was so against Black men dressing up as women in Hollywood, right? Let's point this out. Was cast in a movie by Rob Schneider, who played a person who switched roles. Like a woman went in his body, he went into a woman's body. And he played the character as the woman is in his body. So he was doing all these womanly things, which could come across as being gay. Dick Gregory was well in his 50s when he did this. He was well in his 50s when he did this movie, by the way. Why would he want to take on a role as being a bathroom attendant, telling a grown man of how to piss? Like, y'all gotta look at this movie and look at this line. He was telling Rob Schneider, oh, well, yeah, you gotta make sure that, you know, you gotta hold it so that way when you're like, girl, what? That's not homo. That's not a little homoerotic. That's not a little, I mean, girl, that's not a little, like, girl, excuse me. No, let me be the bartender. Let me be the bartender, Rob Schneider, because I'm not down with y'all putting black men in Hollywood and dressed and stuff. Like I said, that blew my mind, but it didn't blow my mind because I'm just like, it didn't blow my mind because I'm like, you know what? It's so crazy that a lot of these people be coming out trying to tell you all what you should do to protect yourselves. And these be the main ones that be doing shit that they're telling you not to do. These be the main ones that be doing some suspicious ass shit, but try to tell y'all not to do suspicious ass shit. And I'm just saying. And so, like I said, it's some real shit out here. It's some real magical shit. And that's what y'all should be focusing on. Yes, it's cute to want to connect with their Orishas. Yes, it's cute to want to connect with these deities. Yes, it's cute want to, you know, play in the magic and stuff that was given to you by your colonizers. That's your tea, not mine. But why not? Why not connect with your ancestors? Why not connect with your soul and your spirit to help release any type of blockages? Revoke any type of energies that are keeping you bounded within the physical body and getting you feel like, damn, I cannot get out. Every time I take 2 steps forward, they push me 10 steps back. That is a systematical algebra, mathematical, numerological spell that's been put on your motherfucking ass. That's why, oh no, we can never get ahead. Do y'all not know that there are wealthy black people out there, wealthy, intelligent people out there, intelligent black people out there? Do y'all know that? Do y'all not know that there are wealthy black people more wealthier than any white man, including Donald Trump, that you know? Hello? Can we talk about it? And of course, they go into Elon Musk being the wealthiest man in the world, but we're not talking about stocks and what people invested in you because he's the most invested. We're talking about what you actually produce. What is your money? We're not talking about investment deals because people invested all this money into you. Now you're the richest man in the world. We're talking about you working hard for that motherfucking money, or you using your asset that you worked for to get that. That's what we're talking about here. So like I said, do y'all not know that? Do y'all just think that all black people have problems getting ahead in this world? You think that all Africans struggle? Think that all black Americans struggle? They don't have opportunities. They can get out and see the world. They can go where they want to go. You don't think that to be true? Like these are just like say questions and ideas that I want to discuss, that I would love to talk about with people. And they're always talking about somebody hating, someone being self-hating and stuff. Because I tell people, I'm not self-hated at all. I'm about familiar energy. I'm about connection. I'm about vibes. And just because you look like me don't mean that I vibe with you. Your energy is not the same as mine. See, so baby, if you're who you are physically, let's say black woman, black man, and you are aware of your own energies, your own potential, and you use everything you can to get ahead and do what you need to do, baby, we definitely can vibe. If you're somebody who look like me, and you're always talking about how, oh, I can never do this because, you know, it's a white man's world, it's a white man's world. At this point, girl, being a spiritual person, girl, we're not connected. We're not vibing. We're not a part of the same tribe. You've been won over by the masters. You've been run over by the colonizers. You've been controlled. And like I said, you have not woken up yet. You have not completely relinquished. You have not called away those spirits that are guarding you. You have not asked for the parasites that are in your brain, that's in the food that they give you, to be destroyed. You're not really pleading the blood. You're not really pleading the blood. You're pleading what they told you is the blood. Of course, they, you know, rearrange words to say what it is and how it ain't. And, you know, you jump on and you say, hey, hoo, ha, ha, ha. And the angelic magic class, we actually talk about something that I find very, not ironic, but we talk about something in the ritual part of the class where I'm like, it's amazing to me how going into scriptures and stuff, and they're telling you in the whole chapter, let's say Matthew 22, they're talking about this, and that, blah, 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 blah. They're going into depth about what is discussed in this chapter, right? But they're not talking about how significant each verse is, how each verse has its own power, and how each verse should be applied to certain situations to help remove, unlock, reveal frequencies. The pastors and the ministers and the deacons, they don't talk about that. They don't say, yeah, y'all, you're going to read Psalms 91 verse 7 when you need to blah, blah, blah. You're going to read Psalms 91 verse 8 when you need to blah, blah. Like, they're not going to break that down for you because they do not understand spiritually. Spiritually. They know intellectually, they know what they were taught in seminary school, but they do not understand spiritually what these scriptures are and what they actually mean and how beneficial they are. So it's kind of like fighting street smarts with book smarts. They have the book smart, but they do not have the street smart behind it. And this is why a lot of them, they fall short of the glory even more. You have a lot of pastors out here doing homosexual shit and they preach about homosexuality. You got a lot of pastors out here speaking about adultery and they being adulterers. You got a lot of pastors out here talking about how you're going to stay with your man and the first lady is allowing her husband to do the shit that he does because she getting paid. Can we talk about it? So that's what it comes down to for me. Like I said, just curious, just we're just talking. Where are the people awakening? Where are the people really tapping in? Where are the people understanding that drugs and alcohol was given to certain people to keep them weak? It's so weird that everybody smokes marijuana, but it seems like it's so pushed and only pushed by ethnic people. It's so weird that everybody drinks, okay? Everybody do drugs, but it's only pushed, or it seems like it's only a culture for certain type of people. Why is that? Y'all never ask these questions? Y'all never ask these questions? Why is that? Why is that? Allegedly the brokest, allegedly the weakest, allegedly the ones that are most traumatized, because traumatization doesn't look the same on everybody. So you grew up in a system where they kind of forced you, allegedly, to sell drugs. They introduced drugs into your projects, into your homes, in a certain era. And you said, oh my God, I know what I can do to make some money. I can sell this product. And then, oh my God, I might go to jail. And I don't care. They end up going to jail and it becomes a cycle, right? We are all aware of this cycle, by the way. They were aware of this cycle in the 90s. They were aware of this cycle in the 2000s. They were aware of this cycle in the 10s. They were aware of this cycle in the 20s. But they still do it. What type of spell is going on? What type of magical energies? What type of spiritual attachments is put on a certain group of people? What type of energetic programming? What type of demonic forces? Because baby, it is demonic forces. What type of program has been invoked, and placed upon certain people? And when it doesn't apply to you, you let it fly. When you let it fly, now you're called self-hated. Now you call you're a hater. Now you call you don't like your own people. Now you don't want to be a part of that group. Like what? Speaking for myself alone, girl, if I didn't want to be identified or seen as a brown melanated person, maybe I could bleach my skin. I can go give me some shots. I can go give me some glutathione shots and do IVs every week, girl, for $180 so to become a lighter skinned person, girl. I can do a whole hair transplant and have white hair growing out my motherfucking head. I can get a whole nother accent, girl. I could be like, hi, y'all. How y'all doing? We're not going to cuss today, y'all. We're going to keep it nice and proper. And girl, excuse me. Hello, y'all. I'm here to tell y'all what they're doing. Like, girl, excuse me? Like, when you see me, you can't help but to see motherfucking black. Excuse me? Hello? Even I see African, but you see motherfucking black. And I own it. Okay, so like I said, I speak for myself. Girl, it's not about me hating and not want to be a part of it. It's that bitch, there's certain types of the program I don't want to be a part of. It's certain types of the program that I will not participate in. And I don't care how brown you see me as, and I don't care how proud of how brown I am neither. I'm never gonna sell out, okay? And make my ancestors feel any type of way. Because that's what it comes down to. And I be thinking all the time too. Does it be the ancestors that be punishing people, or does it be the people This would be the other people. Because they don't have power over you like your ancestors do. So does it be them fucking you over, or does it be your ancestors? Because they sick and tired of being sick and tired of watching what they worked so hard for to go down a motherfucking drain. They want getting shackled down and treated like motherfucking animals for nothing. And that's something too, I'm thinking too. Yes, they probably have the power to destroy. Yes, they probably have the power to take out a whole race of people, but because they knew the future purpose that they were used for sacrificial motherfucking energy, and they said, I'm going to allow these systems to go over. I'm going to allow this stuff to go on with me, because they can have the body, but they cannot have the soul. They can have the body, but they cannot have the spirit. They can have the body, but they cannot have the mind. So I'm willing to allow my body to be the sacrificial energy to where things will change for my future motherfucking generation. And in 2025, you look at these people and you say, bitch, y'all don't see it. Y'all don't give a fuck. Y'all don't give a fuck about your ancestors being lynched and stuff. Y'all don't care about that. Y'all don't give a fuck about your ancestors being pattered on and whipped on and abused by these white people. Y'all don't care about that shit. Y'all don't care, because you act a little different. You'll walk a little different. You'll talk a little different. You'll interact a little different. When you meet people, you'll say, you know what? I'm representing my ancestors. See, bitch, in your mind, when you walk in and you see somebody, or there's people that, and I'm really gonna be done. You have a white woman, you got a white man who's racist, and in their mind, they're like, ooh, I remember my ancestors used to whoop these people. I remember my ancestors used to squirt people down with water holes and send dogs on them. They represent their ancestors every time they interact with you. That's why some of them be so pompous to you. That's why these parents be feeling like they can do what they want. And I'm about to call the police on you right now, because you're breaking into a car and it's your fucking car. They're taking on the pride of their ancestors. They feel like their ancestors walk with them. But you don't think that your ancestors walk with you. You don't feel that your ancestors walk with you. And so that's why you act a goddamn fool when things happen, because like I said, you don't believe in it. You don't think about that. You don't think about what your ancestors been through. Oh, I'm upset right now that my ancestors. No, you're not upset about it. You don't give a fuck. You're not upset about it. You're not upset about how they used to slap your ancestors. You're not upset about it. I'm upset about it. That's why I act different. That's why I carry myself a certain way when I'm around certain company. That's why I would never let you in a public setting call me a nigga. That's why I would never in a public setting call me a motherfucking bitch or tranny. Can we talk about it? Because I represent people who fought to get me where I'm at right now. I represented every millisecond. I represent that. And that's why I educate myself. That's why I throw myself with certain things. That's why I don't do certain things. But like I said, my ancestors fought to get where I'm at right now. My ancestors allow me to have the freedom that I have right now. And regardless of what you see it as, and as I say too, going into a lot of stuff that's going on in the political party and shit, and people are like, oh, this so sad, oh, this so sad. And they're talking about, yeah, because you don't know what it's like to struggle in this country. You don't know what it's like to struggle in this country. And on top of that, your ancestors struggling in this country, and you know that they've been through this shit again, and you're not going to go back to it because you're equipped with the knowledge to surpass and to survive during this time. So that's why people like me, we're not fazed by it. The ones that are fazed by it are the ones who don't have a history of ancestors who've been through shit in this country. The ones who are fazed by it and afraid of it, they don't understand what their ancestors been through. And they don't, like I said, they don't walk with their ancestors' memories. They don't want to know their ancestors. They don't want to connect with that energy. They don't want to do what their ancestors did to survive. And that's what it comes down to. No matter how black you are, no matter how mixed you are. Like I said, when you know what your ancestors been through to get you where you're at right now, this shit does not faze you, because you know that they've been through worse than this, and you know that they made it through, so you gonna make it through. But like I said, it is the fools, it's the sellouts that are acting out in this time. It's the fools, it's the sellout, it's the spiritual entertainers that are acting out during this time. And oh my God, you believe what's going on? Oh, this man in the office. Oh, I hate this man. Like, girl, what? This system has been here, baby. And just because the other administrations kept it a secret, I mean that it wasn't there. This system been here, baby. But you weren't concerned about it because you were getting fed the scraps of the food. You were getting fed the scraps. You were getting fed the leftovers. That's why you weren't complaining. With this new administrative bitch, you're not getting fed a fuck ass thing. And now you're upset about it. Listen, I'd rather you not feed me at all than to give me the pigs and the feet of the pig, the balls of the pig, the lip of the pig, the ear of the pig, and the and then testing of the pig. I'd rather you not feed me at all. And as I said, we got used to being fed chitterlings and feet and shit. And with the, with the other administrations that catered to us, can we talk about it? You got fed the shit of the cow shit, the maneuver and shit. And now this man ain't feeding you in the office, and now you're upset about it. Yeah, you should be. You should be, babe. You should be. You should be upset that you pandered to motherfuckers that didn't like you. Oh, well, yeah, but the plan was for no, wasn't it? Because the plan was for you. Then you would have used these other administrators to get ahead. You would have used these other administrations to get ahead. You would have studied businesses. You would have got your license. You would have got your funding, whatever the case you needed to do, and you would have been good right now. But you didn't do all that because you were pandering to the energy that it was giving you, which was, I'm going to give you the scraps. I'm going to give you the leftovers. I'm going to give you the leftovers of these pigs. I'm going to give you the leftover of this cow. And you were like, ooh, well, as long as I'm eating, I don't care. And I said, now that this man in the motherfucking office, this fucking clown, he's not giving you a fuck ass thing. And now you're upset about, oh, this is fucked up. He's fucking shit up. Girl, what? Because you're not getting none of the pig feed? You're not getting none of the chitterlings? Girl, don't feed me a fuck ass thing. Girl, I can go out and go get my own animal, girl. If I come to your house and all you have to eat for me is pig feed and chitterlings and stuff, baby, politely and nicely, and I don't care if you kick me out or not, I'm not eating here. Bitch, I'm never inviting you back. Okay, that's good. Bitch, I don't eat chitterlings and shit. And that's how I look at it. I can go somewhere else and get it. Same thing with this, baby. If you're not liking what the energy is being presented, do something about it. Do something about it. It is called insanity to be aware of the bullshit they're doing to you and you not do nothing about it. And we're not talking about you because, their energy is much bigger than yours. We're not talking about that. We're talking about you getting your stuff together. Right now, there's a lot of things behind the scenes you can do to educate yourself on stuff. There's a lot of things you can do behind the scenes to get certified and licensed stuff. Girl, prepare yourself for what is to come. But no, you're docile. No, you're overfed. No, baby, you got what they call niggerdom right now. You were fed by the other administrations. And baby, when this motherfucker get in office and he said he not feeding you no more, now you going crazy. Girl, they weren't feeding you. They shouldn't have been feeding you in the first place. Girl, they don't care about you. Their system is to make themselves richer, bigger, better, and their descendants bigger and better, and to keep you broke, stuck in where you're at now. That's what their systems were about. And like I said, now that this man is obviously letting you know what their systems are about, and that they were just pandering and they were just feeding y'all because they were not ready for it. And they did not want a civil type of thing to break out, but now they're ready. So they don't give a fuck at this point. They're like, girl, go ahead and act out. Girl, we'll have the right to just take you out. Ain't no FEMA camps, girl. They don't got to do no FEMA camps, girl. Like they're ready. So it's like, girl, get your shit together. Get your energy together. You're practicing magic. Really tap into some shit. Really tap into your ancestors. Ask them, what can I do? What can I do? Show me. Girl, cleanse yourself. Really cleanse yourself. Oh, I do cleanses. I do cleanses. I do cleanses. You do? But yeah, you still feel like you're oppressed? I do cleanses. I do cleanses. I do cleanses. You do, but you still feel like you're stuck? You still feel like you're not getting nowhere? You're not getting nothing out of life? In what reality? In what realm? Can we talk about it? In what dimension, what time? Like maybe 1950s, you were aware of what's going on, you couldn't do nothing about it. But in 2025, you are aware of what's going on and you're like, well, what can I do? A lot. But you don't know what to do. You don't want to, you don't really want to do it. That's what it is. So anyway, I'm really done, honey. Two Spirit Mystic that belongs for the Two Spirit Mystic or 28 Mystic at gmail.com. There we go. Bye for now. Love and light. It was good talking to you, Louis Shine. Until next time, love and light. Come on, Tina. What type of spells are you cast tonight for the new moon? Come on, Tina Wells. Listen, I ain't casting no spells tonight. Okay, I'm doing something else tonight, Tina Wells. I'm not casting no spell. I'm doing something else for the new moon tonight. I'm doing something else. That's the kind of spells I'm casting, Tina. Grab and watch one of your videos in a few years. I finally caught you like, come on, little Shine. Thank you so much, honey. Make big ass scenes, all of them people. Right. Embarrassing to y'all comedic. Louis Shine, I'm telling you right now, I'm addicted to watching Barbie Kim because I'm just like, So y'all are telling me in modern day time, because you listen, when y'all go get a loan from a place, any type of business, it depends on the amount of loan, they ask for collateral. If you ain't got collateral, you ain't got nothing that they can come and get you for outside of taking you to court, and then they're going to have to wait 10 years to get that from you, girl, you more than likely not going to get that loan. That's not a racial thing. If your income is only $50,000 a year and you're trying to apply for $1 million loan, they're more than likely going to decline you because there's no collateral there, babe. They're going to sue you for $1 million if you default on that loan, and you're going to make $50K a year. What, girl? They're going to be getting blood from the fucking turnip. So they're not declining you because you are Black. They're declining because you have no collateral. Because the Middle Easterns, the Asians, they also go get business loans. And yes, a lot of them go to their own people to get a business loan, but they're still backed by and funded by the United States government. And don't believe what they say that the government is more lenient to the Asians and the Middle Easterns than they are the Blacks. But that's a lie. Oh no, we're not letting them do. Like Navy Federal allegedly admitted to not letting certain people get loans and shit. They admitted to that. But like I said, I know for sure because I know people who were ghetto as fucking got loans for big loans too. But it's because they had collateral. It said on paper they made $150,000 a year. So $150K a year, you're pulling out $1 million loan. Each year on that $1 million loan, you're probably putting in about $30K of payment each year. They can go after them for that shit. On top of that, they have collateral. They have a business that they come after. They have a house they can come after. And that's what it comes down to. So like I said, going into these people that be defrauded and stuff, I'm just like, so the white man wasn't employing you because you didn't want to go to school to get educated on anything. You didn't want to go to vocational school or any of that, right? They have online courses since 2005 that you can learn how to get a degree or some certificate or something. Can we talk about it? So the white man forced you to not go to school to get educated on something. He forced you to create a fake check to walk into the bank and say, hi, I worked as a contractor and I'm here to cash this $50,000. Like, girl, what? Like, that is really embarrassing. That is really embarrassing. Because now when you walk in with a check that you really work for and you're a Black person, they're going to say, you might want to triple verify. Because they've been coming in with these bounce checks. Like, girl, what? Like, you should be ashamed of your fucking self. For real. You should. You should, and then people, that's fucked up. And like I said, we condone, we pacify, we soothe over. We're like, it's okay, brother and sister, I'm with you too. Yeah, because the bank state, like, girl, what? So there's no Black business owners in America? Because they have to get loans to become these business owners. There's no Black successful homeowners in America? There's no educated, wealthy Black people in America? Like, make it make sense. Oh yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, it is hard for a Black person to get a loan because I'm gonna go get a loan, I'll get a loan too. Girl, but what collateral did you have? What could they come after if you don't pay back this loan, if you default on this loan? What could they come after? If you default on this loan, what could they come after? What could they come after, babe? Like, that's the question. What did they come after? Girl, Miss Thing over there, what was young Pharaoh? I went in to go get a loan and they denied me because I'm Black. Honey, banks verify incomes when you apply for a loan. You just can't apply for a loan and expect to get that loan. They verify income. Is your income, first of all, if you're claiming to make $100,000 a year and you're not paying taxes, a bank is not going to approve you for a loan. A bank is not going to approve you for a loan. If you're making all this money and don't have tax forms to prove it, or the numbers does not adding up in your bank account, they are not going to approve that loan. Like I said, they need collateral. It's not because you're Black. It's not because of any of that. It's because you have no collateral. And this is why they were pushing during the pandemic for people to become homeowners, homeowners and business owners. If you're ethnic, they were telling you to become a homeowner and become a business owner because these are your collateral. This is your collateral to becoming a millionaire. It's not just because you own property now, but it's now if something was to go down, you have your house, which has value, and you can now pull out a second mortgage or pull out a loan on that to now do what you have to do. Like I said, it's not a racial thing, but it has everything to do with intelligence. Are you smart or you not smart? This is what it comes down to. Are you intelligent or you not? Do you use it or you don't use it? So learn something from this, honey. Stop, excusing your stupidity and stop allowing your brothers and sisters to excuse their stupidity and you're pandering to their motherfucking asses. Well, goddamn motherfucker, well, then goddamn fucking collateral. Girl, look, anyway, I'm not gonna get into that because we get into a lot of videos. We get into a lot of time. Girl, this could be until a 12-hour, 13-hour video. Okay? It's not a lot. I didn't realize that was what? What does that mean? What, Louis Shine? What, Louis Shine? What you didn't realize? Let me go. Love me like you all. See you later. Bye for now. Bye.